Hi everyone, welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. If you are returning to the channel, I welcome you. I'm very glad to know you're there. And if you're new, consider subscribing. Give the video a thumbs up. And hopefully you will enjoy your experience. That's why I do this. I hope that it will bring you some enlightenment and maybe guidance in a sense or whatnot. So tonight I'm sort of going to focus on sort of one thing, and it's a little strange, but bear me out. Okay, just stay with me. I have been sort of pushed, guided, cajoled, maneuvered, whatever, in the last 2 or 3 days to sort of do a reading on why Donald Trump was necessary. And not that his being president has been an extremely good thing. I don't think it has. But in trying to find the silver lining, I guess, or to try to find meaning in the reason, okay? In that, I think everything does happen for a reason. And it was sort of bothering me for a while that this didn't seem to make any sense. And then I realized that I was looking at it sort of from a maybe a little bit of an ego point of view, instead of looking at it sort of on an emotional level and on a spiritual level, and why he was necessary at this time. And I do believe that he was necessary. So, buckle in. It could get a little bumpy, but all I ask is that you just bear with me, and let's see if we can get a little more guidance as to what his purpose was. So, let me take a deep breath, and let me do the reading prayer. Feel free to join in if you like. Feel free not to if the mood doesn't strike you. So here we go. I call on my guides, ancestors, angels, and ascended masters to protect me as I receive and deliver these messages from Universal Spirit. May this reading and the messages provided be guided by, delivered with love, clarity, and truth. Reveal to me what should be known now, and keep from me what should remain secret. Guide me to always manifest the highest possible good for myself, my spiritual family, and humanity at large. Amen. Alrighty. So I thought that I would start this reading with let me get it for you, the Energy Oracle cards. I thought I would use this. This is sort of what I was drawn to. And these are by Sandra Ann Taylor. And I looked at some other decks that I have, some other Oracle decks, and this is the one that seemed to kind of say, pick me, pick me. So that's what I did. Anyway, so my own feeling on the reason that Trump was necessary at this point is evil grows in darkness. If you ask someone if they identify themselves as being evil, they will generally tell you no. No, they don't. If you ask someone if they're a mean and nasty person, they'll probably say, no, I'm not. I'm the nicest person you'll ever want to meet. If you ask someone, are you a bigot? Oh, me? No way. Why? Some of my best friends are that fill in the blank, right? But all those people have a shadow side. If they're not going to be honest with themselves and with the rest of us, there has to be a way to identify them. And since, as I said, evil does tend to live and breed and propagate and grow in darkness, it was necessary to bring them to light. And the best way to bring them to light is to have them identify themselves. Is to have them show who they are, who they really are, what they really believe. And, you know, if we go along with the idea that what you do is more important than what you say, then the last 5-6 years have really opened our eyes to a lot of things that are not very nice, that are not very kind, that are not very loving, and that certainly aren't for all our highest good. So, having said that, let's take a look and see what kind of lessons maybe Spirit wants me to concentrate on and to sort of explain and share. And someone suggested that they really liked when they could see me shuffling the cards. And I sort of tried to replicate that tonight, and honestly, I couldn't remember how I did it. So, as soon as I figure out how I did it, I'll do it again. Okay? So, here we go. First card out. Door to Romance. Fifth chakra. Archangel Gabriel. That's fifth chakra, the throat chakra, right? Yeah, throat chakra. And the last one is cornucopia. So, what I'm getting from this, Born to Romance is the love, the acceptance that we all crave for. whatever your station, whatever your circumstance, it is love ultimately that we all want, that we all need. So if you notice in here, there's butterflies, all kinds of little butterflies, red butterflies flying. Excuse me, butterflies. They don't make a lot of noise. They don't always draw a lot of attention to themselves, but they do a lot of good. And when they're not around, you certainly miss their absence. So these are all little butterflies who are just going on their merry way, sharing their ideas, sharing their views, sort of in a very, non-obtrusive, not in a showy way. Archangel Gabriel with the throat chakra. The throat chakra is not only what we say, but we say what we believe, even if we don't mean to. We do tend to say what we mean. So, how does this sort of relate to the cornucopia? The cornucopia means there's a lot there, right? You see that? There is all manner of things. There's apples and pears and grapes and peaches and all kinds of things that are there. There's a very, very good variety of fruit. It's not just one. It's not like it's, an abundance of apples or an abundance of peaches or an abundance of grapes. It's a little bit of everything. Which is kind of what we have been through in the last 6 years. We all want to be loved. We all want to belong. Nobody wants to be the one to stand out and sort of go against the grain. And in our need for that love, that acceptance, when we see things around us that are unpleasant, that either don't meet with our expectations or situations don't provide the outcomes that we're looking for. It's not often that a person goes inward and says, oh, okay, maybe I'm contributing something to the situation. Maybe I need to look at, where I'm coming from. It's a lot easier to look for someone to blame on the outside, right? So, the reason that crime is happening in society is because all these immigrants are coming into our countries, whether it's the US, Canada, wherever. They're coming into our country and they are bringing some of their old traditions that, we don't abide with. They're violent people. So it's no surprise that crime is up. You know, if you look at how many immigrants were allowed to come in and compare that to violence, well, you know, if you look hard enough, there's a correlation there. And I can't get a job, and most of my family has been unemployed for years. Why we can't get a job? Because there are no jobs out there. The immigrants have taken them all. They're just wherever you go. They're immigrants everywhere. So there are no jobs for me. I have to rely on the kindness of strangers to look after me. I don't think I'm better than anybody else. Far be it from me to say that. But I have noticed since certain groups have moved into the neighborhood, the house prices have gone down. Now, I'm not saying that there's, yeah, the neighborhood has gone to pot. I'm just making an observation that ever since, well, I don't know, it could be something else. Anyway, don't pay attention to me. We identify ourselves as to who we are by what we say. And if you believe that there's a little bit of truth in everything that everybody says, and a little bit of lie in everything they say, then it makes sense that I don't need to. I don't need to look inward for answers. I don't need um, to identify what my responsibility in the situation is. Because I've already identified what everybody else's responsibility is. So, you know, that's kind of, I guess, what I do is I just identify what everybody else's position is. And I'm just a little above that. You know, not that I'm better, I'm just a little above that. The things the things that we say, the way that we communicate, those are all things that identify us as who we are, um, identify us to others within our group that um, may have the same leanings and tendencies. And what we're looking for in that connection, in that sort of love connection, is someone else to validate that we are not bad people. We are simply being forced to deal with other bad people. And if it weren't for the other, we would all live in paradise. Now, that's not true. I know that, and on many levels, I'm pretty sure that you know that too. But it's what we tell ourselves so that we don't have to look at the little bits of ugly that are there, that sort of fester. So, how does this relate to Trump. Why was he necessary? Well, he was necessary because we needed to identify the people in our society that have lied to us, that have encouraged violence, that have encouraged racism, hostility, the power struggle that, in order for me to rise, I have to put you down. They would not have identified themselves otherwise. The idea that most politicians are dishonest. Well, maybe so. I've never been one. I have no idea. But you cannot identify the guy who's a liar versus a really good liar versus a maniacal liar, right? So we need to identify those people. The people in society who have taken advantage of those least able to defend themselves, those least able to speak up for themselves. We need to know who they are. And he'll be hard pressed to ever find one who says, "Oh, it's me, I'm the one. Yeah, the rumor about the neighbor family down the street. No, it's me. Yeah, I did that. I started that rumor." Yeah. So, anyway, the best way to identify them is to have one of their own shine a light on who they are. And you couldn't ask for a bigger spotlight than Trump. The man himself is, don't get me wrong, he's a despicable human being. And I wouldn't want to have to carry his karma, or be there when he does his life review. But he certainly did do his bit in being able to identify people who think like him, do business like him, are as corrupt as he is, who put more value on the almighty dollar than they do on love, on family, on affection, compassion, empathy. We've had a number of years where we've been able to know and identify who those people are. So now that we know those that are determined to keep the disenfranchised on the outside looking in, who are willing to gamble with your life, the life of your family, the lives of your friends, we've identified those whose guiding principle, guiding emotion seems to be to hurt the other person before they have a chance to hurt you. Steal from the other person before they can steal from you. Steal from the other person to make sure that they never have as much as you have. Those who believe that women are simply vessels for embryos, that believe or that can't see the irony, who can't see the irony of standing outside a hospital and chanting, "My body, my choice," while at the same time telling the women that, no, when it comes to your body, no, it's not your body. I'll decide what you're going to do with your body. And they can argue with you with a straight face because they don't see that there's anything wrong with those two sides of a coin. Of course it makes sense to them. So, as much as I would never give Trump credit for pretty much anything that he did, I will give him credit for this. He helped shine a big light in the dark room where the cockroaches live. And he's kept the light on long enough for us to know who they are. They may scatter, they may hide, they may regroup, but we've seen them, we know them. We know them by name. So, as Canada goes into its general election on this Monday, the 20th, and as the U.S. gears up for the 2022 midterms, let me ask you to consider how you would feel if you pass up the opportunity to vote and to get rid of the cockroaches we have identified, to replace them with people who are more humane, more compassionate, more sympathetic, more loving, more genuine, more human. How would you feel if you decided that your vote is only one, it doesn't matter? And the cockroaches get in again. How would you feel? So, I will say a begrudging thank you to Donald Trump for helping identify who the worst of the worst are and were, so that we will have an opportunity to do something about them. And I just looked down at the cards again. George of Romance. Look at the number 33. That's a powerful divine number. Cornucopia. Look at the number 11. Again, a powerful number. So, before I start to ramble, I will say thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I hope that you will consider coming back. I will try to concentrate on something a little lighter for when I'm back on here again. And I'm hoping maybe some point this weekend. I really need to deal with my tummy issues because it's not happy. So hopefully I will be in better form and in better spirits by the weekend, and then I can hopefully upload another video. Once again, thank you for being here. I value the fact that you're here, and I value the fact that you are taking time to indulge me in what I'm doing. And until we get together again, until we're able to play again, be good, take care, and know that I love you. Bye.